Are you dreaming about building your custom home or planning an addition, but just don't know where to start? You want to build your dream home with no surprises, on time and on budget. You want your builder to stand behind their quote, start on time, and more importantly, to deliver on time. Anybody can start on a Monday, but it takes professionalism to complete the project on schedule. In this video, I will explain the difference between an estimate and a quote. And I will also give you some tips on how not to blow your budget when building your dream home. Unfortunately, nowadays, too many people confuse the words estimate and quote. Some people even think they mean the same thing. Well, they don't. An estimate is something you do when you do not know. You may estimate that it will take you 2 days to get from point A to point B, but if it takes you 3 days, you say, oh well, it was just an estimate, right? On the other hand, a construction quote is a legally binding document that describes what will happen and how much it is going to cost. So if a contractor took 3 days to complete a job that they've only quoted for 2 days, guess what? A quote is a quote. It cannot be changed unless scope of work changes. So that's the difference in a nutshell. An estimate is an approximate guess, and a quote is a legally binding document. If it's not in writing, it's not a quote. You often see the words free quote plastered in big letters on the sides of work trucks and in newspaper ads. Do they mean a written quote or do they mean an approximate estimate? If you hire a builder on a free quote, two main things can happen. The most common one is that the builder does not honor their quote because they never calculated it in the first place. All they thought they were providing to you was an approximate estimate. They guessed it. You may be presented with extra invoices during the build that you did not expect. For example, oh yeah, I'm gonna need another $20,000 next week to put the roof on. Have you heard horror stories like that? Another common one is that the work takes way longer than they promised because they never planned it out. They never got quotes from their sub-trades, or if they did, they never recorded them. They never arranged for special order materials to be there when they need them to be, you name it. And construction projects do not get cheaper as time goes on. In the end, you end up with a home that took a lot longer to build and that cost you a lot more than you expected. A legendary American architect of the 20th century, Frank Lloyd Wright, famously said, "You can use an eraser on a drafting table or a sledgehammer on a construction site." So true. How much stress would it take off your shoulders if you knew that your builder would build your custom new home on budget? No ifs or buts, on budget. Did you know that roughly 2/3 of construction companies in North America go out of business within only 5 years? It's a tough business to be in, and a builder needs to do everything right to survive, let alone succeed. There are many reasons for calling it quits, but one of the more common ones is making a big mistake when quoting a big job. When a builder promises to deliver more than what they will get paid for, they're in trouble. Simple as that. And you don't want your builder to file for bankruptcy protection in the middle of your construction project. A comprehensive quote for a custom new home may take over 20 hours of concentrated effort to produce. Now, why would a builder who is booked for the next 12 months put everything on hold and provide a free price checking service to anybody who inquires? Or, better yet, do it on evenings and weekends, sacrificing their family time? Think about it. Do you expect a draftsperson to draft your plans for free and only hope to get paid if you go ahead and build using their plans? I guess you don't. You enter an agreement with them and you pay for their expertise. With construction planning, as with anything else really, you get what you pay for. At Manitoulin Timber Frames, we have developed a system that takes the guesswork out of arriving at a construction price. We've broken the process into 2 stages: the preliminary design stage and a cost planning stage. During the preliminary design stage, we focus on the initial design development. We produce preliminary drawings, preliminary 3D model renderings, and a preliminary estimate. Not a quote, an estimate. We develop a very realistic 3D model of your project, and we use our knowledge of the industry to estimate your time frame and an approximate cost of the build. If you're happy with the prelims, the cost planning service follows next. It includes getting your full set of plans drafted. It includes any engineering that needs done or soil load-bearing tests completed, anything that is required. Once we have the completed drawings on the table, only then do we do material takeoffs, get subcontractor quotes, and consider all the details that we need to arrive at an exact quote for your custom home build. So, you're ready to get going, you own the land, and you have the funds. The first thing to do is to pick up the phone and call the builder of your choice. On that very first phone conversation, a professional builder should be able to tell you whether your project is within your budget or not. Because if it is not, why waste your time and money planning a dream that is just outside of your budget? Here is another aspect. All too often, people start their planning process way too close to their intended move-in date. The result is a rushed, poorly thought out design and unhealthy amount of stress for everyone involved. For example, you want to move in by Christmas, and say your build is estimated to take 6 months to complete, and it will take another 2 months to get the construction plans done, the quoting process completed, 8 months in total so far. Builders and subtrades are generally booked 6 to 12 months ahead, depending on the season. So for a 6-month build, your final blueprints should be completed a year and a half before your desired move-in date. This imaginary 6-month project would require you to plan almost 2 years in advance. Get in touch with your builder early. Don't jeopardize your dreams by putting them off for too long. That's not wise. To summarize, a quote is a legally binding document that is based on detailed plans and a specific scope of work. It takes a significant amount of work to produce an exact quote. On the other hand, an estimate is an approximate guess that cannot be relied upon when costs increase or any issues come up. If you would like to discuss your building project, click on the link in the description below to book a no-obligation free 30-minute phone call consultation with me. I will be happy to answer any questions you may have about keeping your custom home project on time and on budget. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.